Welcome back to the next episode of Talksmackwithmac. I got my dog Justina jumping on the pod, man. This absolutely amazing dancer. She just choreographed or helped choreograph this dance show that I just seen the other day. I took my baby. It was absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to jump into that. But
are you ready? Let's talk smack.
Justina, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I cannot complain. You know, we're sitting here waiting for some water, and there's your cue. Bow! That water right there to keep you hydrated, girl. But yes, man, I've been wanting to get you on the pod for a long time. I'm a big fan of dance. You know, I can't dance for shit. I tend to think I got that white boy rhythm.
Everyone can dance.
That was my dog. Don't worry about that, peeps. Yeah, anybody can dance. You know, it's just about, I don't know, feeling what you're feeling, whatever the fuck that might be, because some people got it and some people don't. But how long you been dancing for?
On and off since I was 9, 10-ish, but like fully since I was about 14.
So you've been going hard for the last like 6, 7 years?
Well, minus my pregnancy. I took like a year off during that, but then yeah, I was back to it.
And when you say you've been going at it, what does that entail? Like 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 2 days a week?
The last 2 years, I would say minus COVID time, but last 2 years, about 7 days a week, yeah.
Ooh. And how many hours per day?
Like teaching and like being in class versus like teaching classes. When school's in season, like during semester, I'm probably dancing. It can get up to like 6 to 10 hours a day.
Holy shit. You said during school?
During school season, yeah.
Okay, so you are a dance major at UNLV. I didn't fuck it up. But so what does that entail? Are you taking 5 classes, and are they all dance classes?
So I'm a double major, so I take like a heavier load than the average folk. But I do we take 2 techniques typically a day, and then my core study right now I have like a choreography class. So that's like another hour and a half or so. Mm-hmm. So that right there is like 6 hours. And then typically we have a few rehearsals during the week. We normally are preparing for like 2 concerts at a time.
Yeah.
So our first concert for like the season coming out will be in October. So that's going to be like 4 to 5 hours rehearsal a week.
Yeah. And
then typically there's like a smaller show that like the BFA majors put on.
What's BFA?
So BFA is the Bachelor of Fine Arts versus the Bachelor of Arts. So my school, UNLV, offers both. Mm-hmm.
You don't got to hydrate. No pressure.
My school offers both, but I'm a BFA. So the Fine Arts is where you focus on like performance and choreography, so like physically dancing. Mm-hmm. And the BA is in production. So they just like run shows. They learn how to like set up shows, do the lighting, sound, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I remember you was telling me for the show that you just did, you did the lighting and you were helping the kids choreograph, shit like that, right?
So even the BFAs have to take one production show, but the only thing I really liked from it was like lighting design. I think that's super cool and super important, so.
Lighting is super important, so now that I know that, and I just learned that from you about a week ago, you could fucking help my lighting upstairs. Oh, so cool. I'll keep that on the hush-hush because I got big plans coming for Talk Smack with Mac, people. But when I do what I'm talking about, I would really absolutely love your opinion on the lighting, on how I can maximize that. I'm dumber than a box of rocks, bro. I just get up here, smile a little bit, and talk about sports sometimes, and people like it a little bit, but I could definitely use the help. So you just did the show, towards the end, it was a Latin show.
Yeah, that's the big finale we put on. So every season we pick like one production, and then we like go ham on it. Yeah. So like Aladdin was this one. That
was dope, man. Kaylani and I were just sitting there waiting. To... Hold on one second. Let me pause that.
Gear stunt. You know, they like lift people up in the air.
Yeah. And you were popping it in the air?
Like the pop, lock, and drop it dance?
Yeah.
But they were like moving.
You got a video of that?
No, I was like 7. That was a long time ago.
That's so weird. All right. Because I was... And then you said you were 7. I was like, what the fuck is going on? But as I was getting at, man, every single time I do a pod, people, I have these damn battery issues, man. It's the struggle of life, but we are going to get through it. As I was saying, Kaylani and I, we were waiting, and for the anticipation was just building so much for the Aladdin part to start, right? And when it did, you guys killed that shit. It was so much fun. I want to say the dancers, but the actors, you know what I'm saying? Because they were both. They did one hell of a job. And some of those, little girls, they had it.
Yeah,
the main people, Aladdin and Jasmine in the show, them girls was getting down, man. It was so much fun watching them. Travis and I were, whispering to each other. We were like, those two are definitely the best. And then there was one of the little black girls, man. She was absolutely fantastic.
I'm trying to think of who it would have been.
I don't even remember really what she looks like, but she was getting it. You could see the attitude in her face and everything. She sold me. But
actually, yeah. I think I might know who it was.
If I see her dance again, I'll be like, oh, yeah, that was her.
It's that first season, too.
Yeah? Oh, that girl. Sky's the limit. I'm going to get her on the pod. What is she, like 8?
I think she's 7, yeah.
Yeah, come get on the pod. I'm going to put Kaylani over there to dance with her. Speaking of Kaylani, man, you have a little boot camp.
Summer
for kids.
camp.
Yeah.
I know. I'm so excited.
Kaylani's going to start dancing, people, as if my daughter, doesn't do enough. But I'm excited, man, so thank you for that opportunity. But you say you've been dancing, other than COVID, pretty strongly for the last 6 years. How far do you think you have come in those 6 years in terms of your skills, your confidence, your, I guess, your resume of the different dances you can do, all of that shit? Remind you, I'm dumber than a box of rocks, so if I'm saying some shit wrong, you let me know.
I will. Don't worry. You're doing great. I'd probably say the last 2 years or so have been, like, the most critical for my career. Mm-hmm. Being in college, period, I think changed dance completely for me in, like, a good way. But I think it definitely made me, like, a different type of hungry, and I realized, like, why I did things. Mm-hmm. I think, but, like, when you're younger, it's just like, oh, this is fun. I like doing it. But I never understood why I didn't get burned out like other people do. Yeah. Like when you've been dancing for a long time or just involved in it. So I feel like college helped me like figure all that out.
How?
So I think I was never like in like artistic dance when I was younger. Like my parents never like put me in like a real strong like credible studio or anything like that. I did a lot of like schoolwork. Like I was on my high school dance team. I was captain my senior year. So we did like a lot of our own stuff. When I got to college, it was a different ballgame. Like, you have to take, like, anatomy. Like, you learn parts of your body. You learn why we need certain things. Like, all that kind of stuff. So, like, it became, like, a lot deeper for me. You have professors that are super, like, accredited. They've been through, like, super major programs and companies. Like, they know what the hell they're talking about. And when they're talking to you or, like, telling you about yourself, it's, like, totally different than, like,
You're really listening.
Yeah, your 23-year-old coach who's just in a bad mood that day.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think they all just, like, helped me a lot, like, find myself. I had one professor, she really did a number on me pre-COVID. But it was, like, a good thing. I mean, it hurt, it stung, but, like, I think that, like, kind of, like, shed off some skin from that.
Yeah, when people are blunt sometimes like that, like you said, it could shed off some skin or it could really hit differently to where people are actually taking it to heart so they could truly get better.
Yeah.
But then there's also some people that are just pieces of shit. But it sounds like she's not.
No, she's a great woman. I have a lot of respect for her. She's definitely not like pockets and rainbows and sunshine, nothing like that. But
I don't even learn good from those type of people. Yell at me.
Me neither. Mm-hmm. And it sucks because I'm that kind of person. Like, when I'm a teacher, I'm, like, a bit soft.
You're mean. Oh, you're softer?
Well, I'm not soft. Like, I'm very strict with my kids. Like, they have rules, but I'm, like, the fun coach. You know what I mean? Like, they have a good time with me, and it's, like, cool.
Yeah.
But, like, when I'm business, I'm business. Versus, like...
I'm about to find out.
Yeah. Sorry if she comes home crying.
I'm telling her she better suck that shit up and pop them hips better or something. As you're saying, you're the nice coach?
So, yeah, I think I'm, like, a nicer coach, but I definitely take better from, like, stricter.
Mm-hmm. You give it differently than you receive.
Totally.
Yeah. And
which is strange.
I don't think so. Because I guess, say, for instance, if you're getting coached up from a softer person, right? You're going to say, okay, I get it, but I wish you would have done it like this, so you will probably incorporate that if you're a coach. Or if somebody's a dickhead and you're saying, okay, I get it, but you don't have to be this mean, so I would try this. So I guess you kind of, at least me personally, I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna take everything that you have to give, I'm going to, juggle it around, and then I'm going to spit it out the way I think it should be.
Well, I think I had a few mindsets to that when I started, like, seriously coaching.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I think age is a big thing. Like, I'm in college, I'm an adult. I'm there because I truly want to be. I pay good money for this degree,
Mm-hmm.
like, to be there. So I do want that kind of pressure on me. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I pay X amount of $1,000
if I'm paying this much
year,
money,
like,
I better get my fucking money's worth.
Versus, I teach children. Like, I don't think I need to ruin dance for them.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people that get burnt out come from those kind of places as children. I think that's the issue. But I do think there needs to be, like, a shift, like, around your, like, later teens, like, into your adulthood, just because the real world's not nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So that's why I also, like, think I have a lot of respect for, like, my more, like, blunt, forward, like, teachers, because I feel like I'm ready to work. Or I'll be ready to work when I'm done.
I think what you said that was good was age. If they're kids, you don't want to yell at them.
Right.
But it's also person specific. You could get through to one person, completely different than another one. And then third is, what do you want to do with dance? Are you here to have fun and learn a little bit? Or do you really want to do something with this and make a career out of it? So if you could diversify those things, then you could really tap into getting the best out of people.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially with the type of children that you get. Like, I know there's certain kids that need a firmer hand, because if I don't, they're not engaged, they're buck wild. And there's kids where, like, if I slightly raise an octave, she's in the bathroom crying, and it was like, darling, I love you.
It's almost like parenting.
What's funny is it is like parenting. I think their first, my team that I started this season, their first competition last month, it was Mother's Day weekend. And they were all like, oh, it sucks we have a competition on Mother's Day weekend, but you're like our second mom anyway, so at least we get to be with you.
I bet that feel good, huh?
Yeah, I cried a little.
That's why you're the softer coach, because you're just a softie at heart.
Well, and I love them,
yeah,
to pieces.
I probably would have cried a little bit too.
You spend so much time with them, and then especially, like, for them when they're in school, like, sometimes they spend more time in the studio than they do at home, or, like, they spend more time with me than they do with, like, their actual parents.
Yeah. At least conscious,
Yeah.
You
they go home and
could
sleep.
be home for 8 hours sleeping, but that's not really getting that quality time in with your parents versus from 4 to 8, they're fucking in the studio going hard with you.
And they go home, they pick up whatever to eat, then they go to bed, and they wake up and they got school, and then they're changing from school into the car for dance.
That's how people get burnt out, because if you go to the studio and you're not having fun, and now it's almost feeling as if it's being forced upon you, now it's like, all right, fuck this. Why am I doing this?
Well, and I think that's totally a conversation I even have with, like, my younger ones, where, like, I can kind of see the signs of, like, burnout or, like, attitude, but, it's just they don't know how to, like, express themselves properly yet. So I'll just, like, I'll sit them down and I'll be like, do you want to be here? And it's not even me trying to be an asshole, like, it's genuine.
Yeah.
Because I find a lot of responsibility in my coaching to, like, keep intact with, like, their mental health when it comes to dance. Because, again, I don't feel like dance obviously has, like, a hard history to it. Like, it's a really tough industry, like, even when you're a kid. So I feel like I try to, like, keep in tune with them really well. Just make sure it's, like, consistent and whatnot.
Yeah, no, I feel that, because, I mean, especially at the ages that some of them start out with you.
Like 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm thinking of my daughter. All right, so specifically, she was doing gymnastics. She was loving it, but I seen over a few weeks she started slipping. She wasn't paying attention. She was staring off into space. She wanted to fuck off. So I was like, all right, let's give her the summer to decompress, get away from it.
Yeah.
Then we'll pick it back up after summer. And if she's back engaged, we'll keep it going.
When I used to teach gymnastics too, and that's, like, a whole different type of, like, mental struggle. That's, I think they both are. Gymnastics obviously a lot harder on the body, though. You're literally doing things that, like, aren't, like, in nature. So I think dance is more like a mental struggle.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Even after going at it for, like, 4 hours, 5 hours, still mental struggle?
Well, and there's so much that goes into it, like your body type.
Oh, I was going to say,
do I look the part?
Yeah.
Do I not look the part? I'm not tall enough. I mean, you get told that, too. Like, you're too tall, you're too short, you're too fat. Like, you're not fat enough. Like, and it's like...
That's where the mental struggle
comes. It's an
comes,
aesthetic art, which sucks. And, like, I think they're trying to change the industry. Things in general nowadays are more progressive and, like, body posy and whatnot. But we're not there yet.
I'm sure it's going to take a long time because of the rich history of dance and what is considered to be acceptable versus what's not. And it's going to take a long time to.
Well, even like the best ballerina, like in the country right now, her name's Misty Copeland. Like she gets so much shit for her body type, and like she's gorgeous, but she's just like muscly. Like she's built almost not like a bodybuilder, but you know she's just kind of ripped. She's thick, but like she's not like thick. She's just muscly.
Yeah, that's the fucked up thing. You know, there's so many women in the Olympics or, you know, that perfect our craft. And yeah, motherfucker, if you're dancing for 6 to 8 hours a day, every day, you're going to get muscles. You're using these muscles every day and you're eating and they're growing. It's going to happen. So aesthetically, that's fucking tough.
Well, and some things are just out of your control. You know what I mean? Like I stopped growing at like 5'1", so I was like, shit. Like I can't do nothing about that. So it's tough, but
start stretching you.
Right.
They'll tie you up like your hands and your feet and just start fucking pulling.
There's actually a machine they have in physical therapy offices where they like put this thing on your neck and you're like laying on a table and your feet are out and they like pull it. I kind of want to go do some of that again. It's for tension, but I feel like I could look taller.
I've been, so much tension. I've been compressed for so long, so I had to go get popped out. So back to aesthetically, the struggles, of that comes with dance. I know diet is definitely one of them. Can you tell me a little bit of your diet, during the season versus not in season?
So I think when I started really taking things seriously, I didn't want to be on a diet. I just stopped eating crazy. I didn't really grow up in a house where they were health conscious necessarily. We kind of sometimes just ate whatever. So it was more of a personal discipline. But I think now it's more of a lifestyle choice. I do eat red meat. I just don't eat it often. If I do eat meat, it's mostly white meat, chicken, turkey, that kind of thing. So I feel chicken, now, turkey, even though I'm not in season, love fish. It's still not
a big thing because you can almost mentally blocked it out. You don't even.
Well, sometimes it makes me sick. I had pork last week and it was nasty.
Yeah, pork isn't really.
Yeah, you shouldn't eat it anyway, but
bacon, pepperoni and shit, I'll fuck it up. I'm not a big pork person. People be like pork chops. I'm fucking.
See, I love carnitas. That is my meat of choice. But I don't like pork. I won't eat pork chops. I won't eat anything. I rarely eat bacon. But
I'll fuck some bacon up.
I know you.
I'll tear a whole pack of bacon up, people.
I'll tear some turkey bacon up.
So I ate turkey bacon for years. It's absolutely disgusting now. It's so thin,
really?
Rubbery, and nasty. And,
I can't eat it from a certain place. If I go out, I can't really eat it. I think IHOP's one of the worst turkey bacons I ever had. That shit was disgusting.
So me thinking, if I'm eating turkey bacon, it's because I'm trying to be more healthy. I'm not going out and paying for that shit. Hey, I'm about to go to IHOP, slap me 2 turkey bacons on my plate. That's what I'm saying.
It becomes again a part of your diet. It's kind of when you cut out milk completely or dairy. Once you have it, you're sick. Yeah. So that's why it's
That's why just about anything, because your body starts getting it's a machine. And all right, say for instance with your car, if you're in your car, you use the same oil, same gas every single time. I'm talking about Chevron every single time, the same oil every single time for years and years and years and years. And then you switch it, your car is gonna fuck up a little bit. You just completely changed everything. Yep. Or a dog's diet, you give them the same food every day, and then you just give them something else, they're shitting all over the place. Same thing with us.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, I mean, I think every dancer struggles with their diet though.
I think that's anybody in life.
Especially when you're in school, because
time pressed all the time, and you're hungry. You got to grab something quick to go. It can't be too fatty.
Well, I think what more so happens is we don't eat, which is unfortunately the more common thing that happens. I've gotten better. I like packing food or preparing for the day. But yeah, I mean sometimes you get off a rehearsal at midnight. I have English at 8 in the morning, and then I got ballet at 10, and then modern at 11. You're all right.
Do I really want to stay up for an hour?
I'm gonna grab a black coffee. We're gonna keep it rolling.
Oh man, the struggle.
It's crazy. Every single semester since I've been in the dance department, I lose 10 pounds the first week of school. I know, but
busy schedule and adjusting and trying to figure out
you're
how
back
to do
in.
it.
You're I need to eat. I can't eat. If I eat at this time, I'll get sick later. Or I can eat between these times, and it's oh shit, I didn't have time. And then, yeah.
Next thing you know, the day's over with, and you haven't even really eaten.
And you're I'm not even hungry at this point. I'm fasting.
48-hour fast. Or try OMAD. Have you ever tried OMAD?
No,
you know
what
that
is that?
1 meal a day. Where you basically eat as much as you physically can during that time, and then you don't eat for the rest of the day. Then your body starts to fast. Now you're doing a 24-hour fast or 23 hours, depending on how long it takes you to eat. It's very common for doctors and people, lawyers, or whoever works long schedules can't get to food often. Try it. You can look into it.
Maybe off season. On season, it's not safe.
You got to eat as much as possible. That's a lot of calories that you're burning.
You should be eating, and I think that's what's sad, especially with girls and, our bodies and stuff. But, I distinctly remember we were having a seminar, and they brought in a nutritionist last semester. And he's like, can someone tell me about their diet? And this girl starts with I avoid carbs, load up on protein. And he's like, no, no. Because, we burn so much. We need the carbs. And it's like, carbs. It's but we do need them. So definitely during season, I do eat a lot of carbs. I usually have, bread in the morning, or I try to. Or I just have, a protein shake. I make sure it's, fatty enough.
Mm-hmm. Hey, man, I'm going to put you on game to my shake. I got you, bro.
Your shakes scare me.
They're nasty as fuck, but it's so good for you. I eat 2 to 3.
I'm does that even go into a blender?
Yeah, it's... I'm going to put you guys on game to my shake soon. Right now, if you know. But that shit, and I make it taste good, I'll make one after this. Just a little wee bit and let you try it. You can be like, what? Right, did you try it before?
No, I've never tried it.
Man, I got you. Because it looks... The looks of it is very oh yeah, fuck that. This dude is crazy. But when you try it, I got a little secret sauce to throw up in there.
Okay.
Yeah. So don't even trip. All right. So I know there's a bunch of people that want to dance, love to dance. Step Up movies come out back in the day, and they're like, shit, I want to do that. I want to
Footloose.
All that shit, right? So to all of the people that want to dance, is there any advice that you would give them?
Oh, yeah. Just go. And I know it's harder to, do it than, just say it. But especially, as an adult, if you're, starting off, just, kind of, social dancing type things or, just trying, literally just go. Everyone starts brand new somewhere. Mm-hmm. The show you just came to, one of the teams that I was on, I've danced before, so, it was a student level team, but, I've danced before. But, some of those people had literally never been on, they've never danced, counting to 8 was wait, we start back over at 1. So, and then it's amazing because by the end of the season, they're on stage and they just did that. They're leaving stage, they're crying. I mean, these are grown ass people and it's just so overwhelming. But everyone's a beginner, and I remember in the beginning of the season, some of them would apologize to me. They'd be like, "I'm so sorry you had to dance with me today," and I'll be like, "Shut up! I love you.
Yeah.
It's fine." Well, even. When I started Latin dancing, I've obviously danced for a long time, but I didn't start Latin until I was 19.
What is Latin dancing?
So the salsa, bachata, zouk, mambo, rumba, all those, that whole field. But I started with salsa. No. I think they invited me to the ladies team, even though I'd never danced Latin before, and I was like, all right, how hard can it be? And then she was like, all right, we're going to do a basic. And I was like, a basic what? It's called just your Latin basic? And I was So that was
do you pick it up quick?
Bachata was a lot easier to pick up. I think if anyone wants to do Latin dancing, they should definitely start with that. You just count to 4 both sides. It's, you can learn to get spicy with it, but it's a very safe dance to do. Salsa, however, that took me a little bit.
Fuck, that's what I was gonna. Hey, so people, she's gonna put me on game and she's gonna teach me how to dance. I already got the approval from the big boss. He said it's cool, and she's gonna teach me some moves, man. I was thinking salsa. You get up in there and start doing my shit, but you're talking about it's hard.
Your basics easy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's a rock step. You just keep changing weight. If you can keep doing that, you'll be fine. I was bad at partner salsa dancing because I was always I did different types of dancing growing up. I never had partner dance before, so I'm used to solo dancing, my body doing what it wants when it wants to. When you start doing partner dancing, that's almost a dominant submissive relationship. It's called the follow and the lead, and the power in the follow is that I submit to the lead, and I just couldn't do that. I'd be like, no, I don't.
Yeah, you got too much juice.
They would always, they'd just be like, you don't listen. And we're not even talking. It's just, I didn't listen.
Yeah.
So that was tough. I think I'm a lot better now. But when I first started, that was probably the hardest thing. I just didn't know how to, like, surrender. I mean, shout out to everyone that would, like, dance with me a lot when I was, like, newer.
I had patience for you.
Yeah, like my
So
dance
when was
dad.
that? When did you start?
During COVID. My first, so I was teaching at the studio that I was teaching at now when we, like, hit COVID. My director had hit me up and was like, hey, were you interested in, like, potentially joining, like, the ladies team here? She's like, I know you've never, like, done Latin before, but, like, you're a dancer. Like, I have faith you'll pick it up, like, you know. She's like, it's a lot of work, but I think you'll be able to do it. And I was like, I mean, yeah, fuck it. We're not doing anything. I mean, we were literally at home. She's like, there's, like, 2 Zoom practices a week for an hour. And I was like, awesome. I have something to do now.
Yeah, instead of staying in the damn
it was
house.
depressing.
Yeah.
So I started that on, like, Zoom. And so this is, like, during COVID.
Oh,
Maybe,
tough.
like, not this past April, but April, you know, the COVID April. So 2 Aprils ago. Through Zoom, and it freaked me out. And I was like, I cried a lot my first couple months. Even when we went back in person, like, I would just leave and be like, what the hell?
Women's life is different, people.
I'm just sensitive.
I think that's most women.
Yeah. Well, and then I get, like, frustrated. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, this is something I'm supposed to be good at.
It's because you care.
Yes.
Yeah, when you truly care and you truly want something, your emotions are gonna fucking run high.
When I get really hungry when it comes to dance, like, especially if I'm, like, going at it, or, like, every once in a while I'll get, like, a new spark, and it's like I become hungry all over again. It's nice. So during that, it's like I've never done this before. Like, I want to be good at it. So, like, I put in the work. I would, like, drop into class. I was in the studio every single day at that point. I would, like, drop into every single class they had. And then when I first started salsa, I was so bad, and then I was scared to, like, go in and take it, that I would, like, YouTube, like, basic salsa, and I would, like, do it.
Practice over and over and over before you went in there and embarrass yourself.
Well, I mean, my first class was really embarrassing. But
Oh, man, I'm sitting here thinking, like, when I start dancing, I'm fucking nervous now. If you're nervous and you know what I'm saying?
Well, and that's the other thing, too, is, like, when I first, like, that studio specifically, when I first got there, like, everyone thought I was the shit. You know what I mean? Like,
and to
it was like,
basically let them down or show.
Well, I was the jazz teacher, the tumbling teacher,
Yeah.
the ballet teacher. Like, yeah, I can do that. That's good. Now we're doing salsa. I was like, what the hell are y'all doing? It's a totally different world.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't such a different world. But
So many
it is.
avenues of dance, man. So many different dances. What is your favorite?
Many. Oof. I'm a jazz dancer, like, by nature. I think that's definitely my favorite. More like concert style jazz, but yeah.
And what do you like the least?
I have an appreciation for ballet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I can watch it. I think it's, like, beautiful. Doing
Looks like it
ballet.
hurts.
Oh, it's painful.
Yeah.
Doing ballet, like, it's just never been my thing. Aesthetically, I'm not built for ballet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. I've never had a good relationship with ballet. I had a really good professor the last couple semesters. She helped me develop a better relationship with ballet. I actually enjoy teaching ballet, which is strange to, like, kids, because I think, again, we're all instilled to have a bad relationship with ballet almost, just because it's very important, but also sucks.
Yeah, taxing on the body and whatnot.
And it's just not as... I personally don't like it just because it's not as free as other dancing can be.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, everything comes back to, like, your lines and your feet, and it's like... But, like, jazz I think is fun. Modern's probably, like, my next runner-up for, like, favorite dance, though.
I gotta do my my research, man. I remember, I think I took a dance appreciation class at UNLV.
101? Hell yeah.
Oh, man. And it was right when COVID hit, so I was like, oh, yeah, I'm not doing this. I'll take the test. I got a fucking C+ in dance appreciation,
Wow,
bro.
good job.
Not good job. That's not good.
At least you passed.
I was like, bro, this is
you
an
didn't
easy
try.
A to bet. This is easy A. It didn't work like that.
You were like, who the hell is that?
Man, I remember the final exam was like 120 questions of shit, and I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Asking about all the ballets of history.
Yeah, in 1864, you know, yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, oh,
It was Marius Pettipas.
I fucked up. All right, so for anybody that wants to go, I'm going to the club on Friday, man. There's going to be some sexy women there. I want to show the fuck out. What dance? Or type of dance?
I mean, considering I've never been in a club.
Hypothetically speaking.
Well, I think there's just, like, casual social dancing, right? Like, you just kind of, like,
All right. Well, that's the shit I want to learn first.
If you're going to like a Latin club, though, you should always know salsa.
See, that's why I was gonna go with the salsa because
but it's also like more. I don't want to say more respected, but I would definitely like salsa is a lot more like athletic. It's they said hard. It's just harder in general. The basics longer. But you ever see like a guy like dancing good salsa, you're like, I'm next.
All right, so I gotta learn that, man. You know that whenever that's gonna happen or over a long duration of time. You know, whenever
we'll get to it.
Both of our free times are non-existent, so you know, Kaylani and I are gonna have to jump in and get a little class every now and again. All right, so every time somebody gets on my show, I give them the spotlight where I sit the fuck back, don't say shit, and you let people know either what you want them to check out, what you got coming next, anything about you, anything you want people to know. There's the camera. You look at that thing and you let them know.
Like what?
Maybe your Instagram or, you know, the links to the Aladdin little show or anything like that.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, well, my Instagram.
if you want people to know. If you're private. And
no, my website's on my Instagram, which I think is kind of cool.
Okay.
Like my
your website. Yeah, throw your website out there.
My Instagram's Justina.j, like Jayy.
I'll throw it in the description. Don't trip.
Yeah, you can do that.
Make
it's like the dot, and then you gotta.
Yeah. I'll make it pop, people.
And then my website's in my bio. It's up there. Honestly, everything's kind of linked to my Instagram. At least like my YouTube and everything too. So.
All right, bet. Then I'm gonna make sure your website and Instagram is both in the description. Make it pop. You know, on the thing where they'd be like, yeah, make it pop right there. I'll make it pop right there, depending on where I pointed in the camera. Who knows? It might cover up my face. But anyways. Thank you for getting on. You know, I wanted to sit down and talk to you. I need women on the pod in person, man. There's like this big disbelief on Talk Smack with Mac that I only talk about sports, but women, you are allowed to get on. I need to diversify my pod a little bit. You feel me? They're like, man, there's so many dudes. It's like a sausage fest on Talk Smack with Mac, and I'm trying to change that shit up.
Aren't you glad I walked into your house?
Man, I was like, fuck, thank God Travis brings a woman on because... I'm not. And that sums it up for another episode of Talk Smack with Mac. Everybody, if you are a dance fan, Justina is your girl, man. Hit her up if you want to learn some dope shit. She just did her part in putting together this show, Aladdin-based show at the end. It was absolutely fantastic to watch. My daughter absolutely loved it. I was amazed. There was little girls on there that were just fucking so incredible to watch dance, and you could really see their attitude and their love for dance, man. It was absolutely fun. But, Justina, thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
We out, peeps.